Hey everyone, it's Corey, and taking this time today. It's opening day. I want to shoot a video and get a little bit of information out for you guys. So I'm wearing my red shirt. I'm bummed that we're not at opening day today. This is one of my favorite days of the year for the last 17, 18 years, however long Great American's been open. My dad and I have spent this day together to celebrate his birthday. So it still feels like spring is in the air, and hopefully good things are to come in the next few weeks. I'm keeping an optimistic view that we'll get through this sooner rather than later, and I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy at home. There's a couple things I want to talk about. First, I'm going to provide some resources in this newsletter that I think are really great resources that came out the past couple of weeks, just to put a few things into perspective for us, some ideas of how we can pass the time, and just kind of drown out some of the negativity that's been out there the past 2 weeks. I'm not saying we bury our heads in the sand by any means. That's not healthy either. But it's important to balance our news sources and also think about what we're marinating our brain in. I love that idea because similar to what we marinate our food in, that's what we end up absorbing and becoming. What are we marinating our brain in recently? And I want to use a quick analogy because I keep getting the question of one, when is the market going to bottom, which none of us know. You could argue maybe it already has from Monday to today on Thursday, but we'll see if we retest those lows. The second question or comment that I keep getting is, oh my God, I've lost so much money, or I've lost X amount of money. And I want to clarify that a little bit. You don't technically lose anything until you hit sell. Right now, what you have is a temporary loss in your asset value. So your assets that you own, you still own them, they're just worth less. And when we think about market timing, there's a really great analogy. It's been around for about a half a century. Benjamin Graham used it, who is Warren Buffett's mentor. And I'm going to tweak it a little bit for you. So the idea is that there is this Mr. Market out there, and every day, every weekday, he shows up. And some days, Mr. Market is in a terrible mood, and he wants to come in and offer to buy your investments for you at a super low price. And then other days, Mr. Market is in a fantastic mood, and he wants to come in and buy the assets that you own at a really high price. And the idea here is that we own a small part of businesses. And many of you own your own small businesses. Many of you work for great companies. And think about it, if every day somebody came into your office and said, I want to buy your company from you today. And then they came in tomorrow and said, do you want to sell your company to me today? It's going to be a lot lower. You wouldn't take this opportunity to sell your business and buy your business back and sell it and buy it back. You would never do that. But yet that's what people try and do all the time with their investments. They're trying to time the market even though they own small portions of companies. All right? So we still, if we look at the S&P 500, they are down right now around 20% from their highs. We bottomed at around 34% down. But you can't tell me that the 500 largest companies in America were worth 34% less in a month than what they were in February. It just doesn't add up. And so you need to remember your investments, you actually own an asset, you own part of a business. So that's it for this week. I'll touch base with you again next week. Please stay safe, listen to all the precautions they're telling us, and give me a call if you have any questions. Thanks.